Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on In the Hall of the Mountain King. If you guys haven't already, the other exercise video that we did today, please check that out before doing this. Get yourself all warmed up. It's always nice to be playing after being warmed up rather than just taking the horn out and trying to play some pieces of music. So once you got warmed up and did some exercises, let's jump right in. And we're going to work a little bit more on the In the Hall of the Mountain King. This is going to be the last video on it, and then we're going to move on to a new piece of music. Alright, so we did this in the last couple of videos, but we're going to start the tempo off nice and slow here. Do, 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 do. Alright, and we're just going to take the first 4 bars. So let's just start off, play with me. First 4 bars. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. 2, 3. Alright. And now, I'm going to play the harmony line below. And you are going to play the melody line up top. And we're going to keep this at a nice slow tempo here. So there's going to be some parts where you're playing and I'm not playing. And we're going to be playing different things the whole time. So stay true to your part and have confidence in your part. And I'll count you off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Hopefully you guys managed to stay with that. If not, go ahead and go back and just try it again. Playing with the accompaniment there. Alright, let's go on to the next line now. So starting at measure 5, and we're going to just do the first 4 bars of that line. We're not going to go after the repeat. So 1, 2, 3. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. And now, just like we did with the first part, I'm going to play the accompaniment line, and you're going to play the melody. And 1, 2, 3. Alright. And again, go ahead and try that again if you missed some notes. A couple things to really focus on. The C sharp and D, again, as we did earlier, make sure that slide gets nice and far out, especially for the C sharp, right? Really kick that slide out there. And actually, what you can do is you can just kick that slide out and you can just leave it out there. You don't even have to bring it back in, right? Because C sharp and D are the only notes in this entire section that use the third valve, so we can just leave it out there. If we had a D sharp or an E flat in this music, we would have to bring it back in because you don't want that note to be flat. But since we aren't playing that note, you can just leave this out because it only affects notes with the third valve in it. So just go ahead and leave it out and play that same 4 bars. 1, and we're gonna up the tempo just a little bit actually. I'm gonna go up about 10 beats per minute. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. And make sure the quarter notes are nice and long. We don't want, this is going to be a wrong example, so don't do this. So you hear how the quarter notes, I'm playing them really short there. We don't want that. You can see the quarter notes aren't marked short. Everything else is marked short, but those quarter notes need to be nice and long, right? So quarter note would be do, 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 the whole time before the next beat. So go ahead and play with me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. And now let's move on to the next section there. Bring the tempo back down a little bit. Okay. Measure 9. So that's the last measure of that line. And this is going to be a big chunk. So we're going to go from measure 9 all the way to measure 16. What you will notice is that most of this is the same as the first 4 measures, which is why we can kind of do this all in one big chunk here. In fact, I don't even think we need to slow the tempo down this much. Let's go back to 65 beats per minute. All right. Starting at measure 9. 1, 2, 3. Hardest part of that section is going to be the last 2 measures. So let's just cycle those. So I'll show you what I mean by cycling them. So this is going to be measures 15 and 16. Etc. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just repeating those 2 measures over and over and over again. So we're going to do that 3 times together. 1, 2, 3. Once more. And the hardest part there is that octave jump, right? So, it would be good practice. You can even turn the metronome off for this. And try slurring it. So this is just the last measure. Join in with me. 1, 2, 3. I'm not tonguing anything, which is a little bit more difficult, but what you need to do in order to get this is to keep your air going forward, right? So my air is going and I'm landing on that last low D there, right? So just practice that a bit and get that slur between the two D's nice and smooth. And then once you've gotten that, add the tongue in. But you want to keep the air going forward as if you were slurring, because I don't want it to be two separate things, right? I don't want it to go. I don't want a big separation between those notes. I want them to be all part of the same phrase. So it's. So in order to do that, it's really good to help working on it with a slur. All right, let's turn the metronome on and do it all together. Put the whole thing together. Where'd my metronome go? There it is. Do, 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 do. 1. All right, start at the beginning. No repeats from measure 1 through measure 16. 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, awesome job. This is going to wrap it up with In the Hall of Mountain King. We've been doing it for a few lessons now. Next lesson we're going to move on to something new. Alright, always feel free to go back to previous videos if you want to keep working on this one or just rewatch this one. It's totally cool. See you guys, bye.